Spooky.
Yes, sir.
It's time for a spooky game and watch. The show where we explore a year in video games and spooky movies.
I'm afraid I'm gonna shit myself.
Well, I mean, that would make for good content.
Yeah. Maybe I should turn my cam on.
Only if that does happen.
For sure. And if I'm too late, I'll just have to recreate it.
Some things mustn't be forgotten.
So, what'd you watch, Aaron?
Shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name's
Well.
Daniel. I live in London.
Oh man.
At Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is. I am Daniel.
Yo soy Daniel.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted by Daniel. So we're playing an Amnesia game.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the first game in the series.
Oh, okay. So this is. I was wondering if the subtitle meant that this was a sequel, but this is the first one.
It sure is.
Okay, that's fitting. Well, okay, I did say spooky movies. I didn't watch a spooky movie. I watched Legend of the Guardians: The Owls of Ga'Hoole from 2010.
Does it feature ghoulish owls?
You know what? Actually, it does. It does feature at least one ghoulish owl and several that have been. I forget the term that they use, but they've been basically like hypnotized. So they're a little ghoulish. Moon-blinked, I think is the word for it.
Yeah, fuck that pot.
Get out of here, pot. So, what are you trying to do here?
You know, the old wake up and don't remember anything. I'm probably naked.
Like you have amnesia?
Yeah, and I think I'm slowly descending into madness.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Just like real life.
Yes. So this one was a bit of a surprise to me in that, I mean, it's directed by Zack Snyder, right? And I remember hearing about it when it came out, and like that was like a big thing that I heard about it, and I was like, okay, well, Zack Snyder directed it, so I'm not gonna watch it because he's a hack and he sucks. And B, it's called The Owls of Ga'Hoole. Like, it sounds really stupid, right?
Yeah. I'd say so.
Do you remember when this thing came out?
I remember seeing commercials for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was post 300, so Zack Snyder was hip, jive.
Right.
This is where we put our Snyder Cut product placement in.
Yes, brought to you by the Snyder Cut. If only we were so lucky. Yeah, I still haven't watched that one. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't not.
Haven't not?
I haven't not. I watched the Whedon cut a long time ago.
Yeah, I still haven't bothered with that. I've heard nothing good about it.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay. At any rate, I've heard. I mean, I've heard good things about the Snyder Cut, but not necessarily from people I trust yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's only 4 hours.
Oh God. I'll give it an hour and see how I'm feeling. At any rate, The Legend of the Guardians kind of rules.
Really?
Yeah. It kind of gahools.
Oh, wee.
He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. Hazel remained hidden, in fear she too would
Be punished.
not read fast enough.
What the fuck? Witnessing unsettling events will reduce your sanity. Yeah, it will.
Yeah, I found that to be true. I mean, so this first off, this the movie looks beautiful. I mean, it's almost 11 years old at this point, and it looks great, man. Like the owl feathers are great. Like the lighting is really beautiful, and the actual like animation of the owls looks really cool. It's, you know, I'll kind of briefly get into the story, but it's this main owl, Soren, and his brother, kind of they fall out of their tree, and then they get picked up by these owls called the Pure Ones, and they kind of take young owls and either make them slaves or soldiers, essentially, and like the smaller.
Do they have a choice?
No, they choose the Pure Ones, as it were, choose like which owls are the like greater like the bigger species of owls, and which ones are the smaller, weaker ones. And the weaker ones they make slaves, and the larger ones they turn into soldiers. And so because the main owl Soren tries to defend this one smaller owl, he becomes what they call a picker, which is kind of the slaves that are picking out these owl pellets for these like gems. And then his brother, though.
I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget.
Don't be afraid,
Try
Daniel.
to find comfort and strength.
Yeah, it's easy for
there is a
the author to say.
You are my final effort to put things right.
Oh, Daniel's note to self. The author is Daniel.
Oh no.
If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing.
But what if it's not really me?
Is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality.
Oh.
I have tried everything, and there is no way to
Fun.
fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
My former self.
Thanks, Daniel.
The Daniel, formerly known as Daniel.
So Soren's brother Clud, he wants to be like powerful, so he decides to be a soldier, and so he's evil and stuff like that. And so, I mean, there are like legends of these guardians, appropriately enough, for the title of the movie. And basically, you know, Soren escapes, and they find these
Alexander, is it inside
go on this
the
quest
castle?
and finds
In a manner of speaking.
find that the
Bring
guardians
the
are
lamp.
real.
You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
We're gonna go find Alexander.
I think so. Boy, that's kind of freaky.
That doesn't look great.
In fact, it lies beneath the very
Can't be torn by hand or tools. Okay. You know, this one cost it cost 80 million, which is quite a bit. And but Toy Story 3 that same year cost 200 million, and I don't know.
Pixar ain't cheap.
Well, that's very true, and I mean it looks it looks really, like I was saying, it looks really good. I mean, I know Toy Story 3 looks great as well, but I mean, for less than half the budget, you get a lot in this thing. It's just, oh my god, like he was very subtle with it up until like the last 20 minutes of the movie, and then he breaks out more of that slow motion thing, you know, that classic Zack Snyder slow motion shot.
Boy, do I. I was reading an article that the Snyder cut is 10% slow-mo.
I don't doubt it. Like, within the first 2/3 of the movie, this thing is like, you know, 1% slow-mo. Like, there are slow motion shots, but they're mostly tasteful. But then, like, the last big action sequence shows up, and it's like, oh, we're going 2/3 slow-mo now. It's like I was so into it, and then like every time that slow motion thing happens, especially in like a big action scene, it's just so distracting, and just like it tears down the pace. It makes me just like completely out of the It takes me completely out of the
Pulls you out of your
moment.
What's it called? Willing suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. It's like I am. It's like, oh, I'm watching a movie now, and like there's a lot you have to suspend when you're watching like a fantasy owl movie, if you know what I mean. And like, but like mostly I was doing that because it's great. It's a compelling story. It's based on a book. The Guardians of Ga'Hoole series by Catherine Lasky, and it did make me curious to go ahead and read those, because it's probably for like younger readers, so it's probably going to be a quick read, but pretty compelling stuff by and large. I just really, the slow motion is just like
too much,
is really distracting, and like it took quite a few cats off of the rating of this thing for me. Like it was getting into really good territory, and just like kind of tore itself down.
So, how many cats are you gonna give it? Ooh, a chemistry pot.
Well, I mean, I still have more to go on it, but I will say overall, like, I'd give it 52 out of 69 cats. Like,
wow,
I really did enjoy this thing. Like, that's that's the highest rating we've given so far by far. And yeah, I really recommend going to see it. You know, in a movie with CG owls, what the ideal bands to have on the soundtrack would be?
Smash Mouth?
No, think more obvious.
The Who?
How about Owl City?
Oh no.
And guess what, Richie? Owl City is on the soundtrack of this thing.
No. Oh
I was laughing so hard. It's funny, like I don't know if they meant it as a joke or if like or what, but just like I mean I don't like Owl City, but like hearing freak hearing that stupid auto-tuned voice along with a movie about owls and it's Owl City, I was on cloud nine. The movie is not like one of those so bad it's good type things, but that was a so bad it's good type moment. It's legitimately good. I fully stand behind the 52 cats I give it. It is it just that slow motion really tears it down. It's crazy that it does that, so like it's able to tear it down that far, but it really does. It would have been in like the 60 cat territory otherwise. But like
Look at that goo.
ooh, scooping. It's it's got a great cast as well. It's got Helen Mirren again. She's showing up again. Jeffrey Rush plays a great character. Hugo Weaving is in here.
Jeffrey Rush, that's Barbosa, right?
That's Barbosa. Yeah, he's really good in this. Sam Neill, David Wenham, who plays Faramir in the Lord of the Rings movies, and Jim Sturgis, who was in the Across the Universe movie. He's the main guy in this. He's really good.
That is pretty stacked.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not quite entirely sure where I'm supposed to go.
Okay.
I need to find a key for the wine cellar.
Uh-huh.
Chemical ingredients have been moved from the lab to the wine cellar. Oh, okay. Oh. Trying to figure out how to dissolve that weird fucking muscly.
The stuff that can't be removed with hands or tools.
Correct.
Okay. Well, we're trying something a little bit different this time. These episodes are gonna be a little bit shorter, a little more digestible. We're exploring the year 2010 with Amnesia, and we'll be back next week with another movie from 2010. It may not be as good as Legend of the Guardians: Owls of Ga'Hoole,
Let's hope not.
but we will be back. We will be back with Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Is that the name of it?
It sure is.
All right.
So,
Here, read this out before we go.
One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return.
so to find out what that means, tune in next week on Game and Watch.
Yes, for another episode of Game and Watch.
Smash that like and subscribe. I've been Richie.
I've been Aaron.
Adios.
Bye.